You must have gotten that notification.
J-Will.
Hip-hop and professional wrestling at its finest. And now, Josiah Williams presents the Wrestle and Flow Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, people from all places, what's happening? My name is Josiah Williams, and this is the Wrestle and Flow Show. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you gotta do. I don't know what you're taking a break from. But I appreciate you for stopping by, for tuning in, and for seeing what this dude is talking about today. I appreciate you. Much love. We're coming out of a big weekend. NXT TakeOver 30. WWE SummerSlam, lots of stuff going on. Let me know what your favorite matches were. Hope you enjoyed the show. Let me know what your favorite parts were. There's a lot to get into, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of aftermath. I'm definitely looking forward to the debut of the Limitless One, Keith Lee, on Monday Night Raw. So let me know what you're thinking about coming out of this weekend. I've been in a really good mood recently. I've been thinking about my life, how blessed I am, regardless of what situations and circumstances I'm in. And I've been thinking specifically about the loved ones and the people that surround me. My family, my friends, people who have poured into me over time, just giving me good advice, good encouragement, love, laughter, and all of the above, everything in between. And two of those people you are able to see on Monday Night Raw, also known as WWE Raw on the USA Network at 8/7 Central. Two of those people have come out of NXT and shown just how amazing they are simply by living and breathing. It just looks that easy to them. Two of those people have constantly been encouraging to me and loving towards me. And I just want to talk about them right here, right now. The EST of WWE. I almost said NXT because I'm so used to saying that. The EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, and one half of the current WWE Monday Night Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, Montez Ford. These two amazing people have been a constant inspiration to me. Before I even knew them, before I had even met and introduced myself to them, they've just always been that dope. Point blank, period. So there are a few things that I specifically want to address about these two amazing people. Number one, their work ethic is insane. Insane. I mean, of course, we could go all day about talking about them in the ring. We see it in the ring. We see that. If you've ever watched or heard about the PC Combine at the WWE Performance Center, year after year, shattering records, shattering expectations, blowing competition out of the water, and it just seems so easy and natural to them. When you think about the fact that Bianca Belair started wrestling just a few years ago, transitioning from CrossFit. The same with Montez Ford, transitioning from serving our country to become a WWE superstar. These two people showed up just a couple of years ago, began training, began understanding the fundamentals to professional wrestling, 2015, 2016, and are now on Monday Night Raw. Take a second to realize how dedicated you have to be, how much work you have to put in mentally, physically, emotionally, preparing your body and getting your body to understand the work of being in a ring, putting on a match, putting on pay-per-view level matches, half-hour matches. Like, that's not easy. It's incredible and inspiring to see what they've done in NXT to get to where they are now on Monday Night Raw. I think about the fact that even outside of the ring, their work ethic is still at that 110% level. For example, there was a month, I'm pretty sure it was Black History Month. There was a month where Bianca Belair on Twitter and on Instagram said, hey, here are a month's worth of books. I'm going to give you a book every day. Books that I've read, books that have been an inspiration to me that I think will be an inspiration to you. Do you understand the life of a WWE superstar, and especially when you're not in the midst of a pandemic, an epidemic? The life of a WWE superstar is incredibly intense. Show after show, traveling, and traveling. You're going literally all over the world, right? To have and to commit yourself to your in-ring work, taking care of your body, so stretching, working out, etc., having time at home to spend with your loved ones, and then outside of that, your own personal interest, and being able to say, hey, I read X amount of books, in a week, or X amount of books in a month. I just think that's dope. I grew up a very avid reader. My family is a huge reading family. My wife and I have a little library that we've started on our own. Let me clarify. A little library in our house, like not an actual library that you can go to. Just a little library of books that we've collected. Some, that I've had for a while. Some that she's had. Some that we found together. So, just a little encouragement. Find something, even if it's just one book between now and the end of the year. Find something that you're interested in reading. Check it out. There's always stuff that you can be picking up and learning from. I took some time right before Tez and Docs went up to Raw. We had lunch right before NXT, just chilling, talking. But I also used it as an opportunity to pick his brain, just talking about work and marriage and just being a man in general. And I always tell people, take some time to talk to your friends and to people who are around you. Take some time to talk to your mentors. Take some time to ask questions. We're only a couple years apart. I think he's like 2 or 3 years older than me, but he's someone that I definitely see as a role model and somebody that I see as somebody that I can learn something from. Talk to the role models in your life and talk to the people that, just like Bianca and Tez, have a crazy work ethic. That's number one. Number two, their creativity as a couple and as individuals. You see it on social media. They have a YouTube channel where you see all types of stuff. They're sewing, like they have stay-at-home celebrations and birthdays and stuff that they share with the world. They do construction, DIY, building your own stuff. You see their creativity on Instagram. They have photo shoots all of the time, and they make the most out of every single photo shoot they book. There's some good stuff. Like, I love seeing all of their photo shoots. It's first of all beautiful to look at, but it's also inspiring. You get some ideas of something that you would want to do with your own family. Speaking of photo shoots, there's an amazing photo shoot that Bianca helped put together with all of the African American and Black women at the WWE Performance Center for Black History Month, and it showcased all of the different shades, I guess, of black, of what does it look like to be a Black woman, and there is no one specific answer for that. It was beautiful. I was able to be there behind the scenes, getting some photos and videos that we were able to share on the WWEPC Instagram and YouTube pages, just to show you what it was like and why they put it together and what it meant to each of them individually. Their creativity is unparalleled. They create their own merchandise, and not just like their own gear, which they also create, which I'll talk about in a second, but they create literally their own merchandise. If you go to, I believe it's NicoleAllenShop.com. I'll put the link on the YouTube description if you're seeing. And if you follow Bianca Belair and Montez 4, you'll see it, in their descriptions on Instagram or whatever. But the Nicole Allen Shop, it's apparel, it's accessories, and much more. Like, for example, you'll see glasses that are in the shape of rain clouds. You'll see tennis ball earrings. You'll see toilet paper earrings, like his and hers items. There's customized apparel. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And like I kind of mentioned earlier, Bianca Belair literally makes her own gear. Everything that you see her wear on Monday Night Raw, used to see her wear on, for takeovers and NXT, she makes that herself from scratch with her own hands. The creativity is crazy. And we don't even have to get into the stuff that they do in the ring and creating their own movesets and all that. Like, they are a very creative couple. So definitely, a plug for them. Be sure to check out NicoleAllenShop.com. You can find something literally, and I do mean literally, for everybody. There's stuff for babies, kids, teenagers, young adults, your grandma, your great-grandma, your great-granddaddy. There's something there for literally everybody. Number 3, probably the most important, in my opinion, is just black love. It's very rare nowadays to see young black married couples. And it's definitely rare to see young black married couples that are actually in love. And I'm talking about like true love. I'm talking about dedicated love. I'm talking about fun love. Love that you look at and you're like, yeah, I would want to be in a relationship like that. Because there are some marriages and some relationships where you're like, ooh, I'm going to let y'all just stay right where you at. Their marriage looks amazing. And it has to be when you got like 5 Instagram pages dedicated to it, right? Like, their love looks so dope, and it is. And I keep saying looks. It is. You can tell. It's real. It's not just for social media. It's not just for what you see on TV. Like, this is truly them. She talks about all the time in like the WWE videos and on the bump and all the other stuff. Like, she is married to her best friend. That is how it's supposed to be. That is beautiful. Beautiful black love. I'm all about it. I want to see it every day. If my Instagram feed is just y'all, that's fine with me. Like, it's that beautiful. I think it is. So that's the relational aspect of it. But it's also about the family. When we would go to takeover in whatever city it was, Bianca Belair's family was usually there. And it was always cool to see, they would come back after the match and they are dripped in personalized, probably stuff that you could only get at NicoleAllenShop.com, and maybe sometimes even stuff that's not even on there. They always would support. They would always showcase their daughter. It was dope to witness the Street Profits when they won the NXT Tag Team Championships and seeing all of the family congratulating them after the match. It was dope when we were in Chicago for Survivor Series weekend and seeing Tez with his family and his kids, and it's just, there's so much beauty and you see it all the time, just constantly. It's who they are. It's who they are. Remember a while ago when it was like a big thing for people to be like, hashtag goals, hashtag couple goals. Like, I feel like this is the first couple for real that I'm like, yo, they are goals. I understand what that whole movement was. For me, this is them. They are goals. I'm going to end that point right there. The final point is, especially for me, I'm sure many of you will understand what this really means. They are unapologetically black. Unapologetically black. I love it. I love that they don't shy away from their culture. I love that they don't turn down the level of who they are and who they've been. I love that for Black History Month, they've done Black History photo shoots, that they've worn and created ring gear to honor Black History Month. I love that they have literally an entire website that they've created together, thecultureconnection.org, that specifically points people to resources and articles and books and imagery and art and creativity and everything about being Black. Connecting people and helping people understand, well, okay, this is what's going on in the community. Or, hey, here's what's going on in an area of the world that I don't even know about. Here's why this movement is so important right now. Like, there's an entire website just full of things for you to learn from. And I think just as important, if not even more important than that, the desire to want to create that website. I remember having conversations with them and they're like, we want to do something and contribute to what's happening, and especially right now, and just seeing what it eventually turned into and how it's blossomed and how it's helping people. That's important to me. And I'm glad to see that young people like us are taking charge of educating, ourselves, our peers, and then the people who are under us, and sometimes even the people who are older than us too. So, we can't just expect people to know the information for us and to teach us. It's not necessarily their job and their right to do that. We have to, at some point, take charge of our knowledge and help to educate the future generations. At some point, we're all going to be elders. At some point, we're going to be the people that are telling stories of what 2020 was like and what the 2010s were like to our grandkids. And do we want to be stuck and trying to figure out somebody else that we can point them to, or can we be those people specifically? Can we be educated on what's happening? Can we educate others? Can we, eventually be referred to when we're ancestors as someone who contributed to society? That's a different story for another day. But seeing what they do to contribute to these conversations, these ongoing conversations in our communities, that's really important to me. And just another amazing reason why I love these two human beings so much. So in closing, if you're not following Bianca Belair and or Montez Ford, please do. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, something. I don't know if they got TikTok. I don't know if I said YouTube or not. If I did, then follow them twice. Subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications. These are two amazing people. I'm so glad to know them. And I hope that if you didn't know some of these things about who they are and why I appreciate them and why I am inspired by them and why I consider them to be role models, if you didn't know, now you know. Yeah.
Stepping out the box and into the zone. This is the Wrestle and Flow Show.
Beautiful people, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Wrestle and Flow Show. As always, check us out on prowrestlingtees.com/wrestleandflow. You can also check us out on Teespring and the YouTube store, youtube.com/JD and Williams. The store app, you'll see all sorts of t-shirts and long sleeve shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs and hats. We got hats now, which is a big deal. All types of stuff. Be sure to check that out. Stream the music of Josiah Williams. Stream the music of Wrestle and Flow on Apple Music, Spotify. What kind of word? Spotify, and wherever else you listen to your music. I truly appreciate you. My name is Josiah Williams. Wrestle Flow. I'm sorry, that was my knuckle that just cracked. Wrestle Flow. Flow. Yeah.